Welcome students. Today we're going to talk about compare and contrast. Specifically, I want to focus on the compare and contrast essay that you will have due this Friday, June 14. When you're looking at compare and contrast, you're either comparing or contrasting something with something else. A comparison essay is an essay in which you emphasize the similarities, and a contrast essay is an essay in which you emphasize the differences. And that's the reason why, for this method of writing, we have compare and contrast. Many of you use this on a daily basis where you're comparing two things that are either alike or different. You are going to do the same for your essay. We use comparison and contrast when deciding to, for example, which college to attend, which car to buy, whether to take a bus or an airplane for a vacation. So we do these kinds of decisions all the time when we're comparing or contrasting two things. I want to make sure to highlight that you will be given a topic for this essay, and the topic will focus on how you see your lifestyle now in comparison to your lifestyle after you graduate from college. I chose this topic because I think it's important and very relevant to what you're doing now. You chose to go to college for several reasons. Each of you might have different reasons for doing so. However, one of the things is perhaps you want to change how you're living now and how you will live after you graduate from college. So it really is like a thought experiment in that you will see yourself in the future and describe that future and how that future will be different or the same to your present condition. So as opposed to the narrative essay where you looked at a specific event, here I'm asking you to compare how your lifestyle will be today different from your lifestyle after you graduate college. I think you will enjoy this particular topic and writing about it because it still focuses on you. However, it is going to do it in a comparison and contrast way. Let us think about how you can arrange the essay so that you can make a good comparison. What I want you to focus on is that you will still have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion, just like you did in your narrative essay. However, in this case, your introduction should have a very clear thesis statement. In other words, what is it that you're going to focus on, and how are you going to support that thesis statement throughout your body, and then summarize in your conclusion. This is a more formal essay, but it's an important way to develop these writing skills as far as comparing and contrasting. I want to give you an example of this. Let's say the topic is to discuss the differences between having a vacation in the mountains or at the beach. This is very relevant because in Ecuador, you have many types of geographies. And one of the two most important types are the areas of the beach and the areas of the mountains. So here, in this example, you would compare the differences between vacationing on the beach and the difference and comparison to vacationing in the mountains. So you would choose in your body paragraphs how you're going to compare these two different geographies. So for example, you could focus on a couple of reasons or differences vacationing in the mountain. For example, you can say that in the mountain there's a certain type of climate which is different from that of the climate in the beaches. So then that would be your first comparison and your first differences. The second could be the types of activities that you can do in the beaches as opposed to the mountains. And the third is location, beaches versus location in the mountains. As you're doing your comparisons, make sure, just like you did in your narrative essay, that you provide details. Details are very important, even in a compare and contrast essay, to make your thesis stronger. So for example, if you prefer to vacation on the beach, then you need to show to the reader that depending on these reasons or differences, climate, type of activities, and location, that it is better, that you will argue that it is better to vacation on the beach rather than on the mountains. Or if you prefer the mountains, then you make sure that that you focus on supporting that rather than vacationing on the beaches. The key with compare and contrast is that you will have a thesis or an argument that you will support through your body paragraphs. You should have at least 3 body paragraphs, 1 introduction body paragraph, and 1 concluding paragraph, for a total of 5. Some of you have given me more paragraphs, especially in the narrative essay, and that's fine.